right back to work, and so what we're going to be doing is we're working to deliver the vision that Bill was sharing with you. So what does the application of the future look like? Remarkably, it looks somewhat like the applications of the past. I mean, it has to serve the same functions as supporting the business and supporting the internal operations of the business. We have to continue to do those same things. We can't break entirely with the past. But yeah, the application of the future has to reach out. It has to cross the boundaries to connect with partners and customers in ways that we've never connected before. I bet that many of you in this room have conducted business over the internet. I know I do all the time now. And conduct business with people I've never met. I buy things and ship from far away in other countries, people I would have never met any other way. And the first time you do this, it feels a little strange. You kind of worry about it, and you're dealing with people you've never seen or met, but it works and it's wonderful. The app of the future has to take advantage of that. The other thing the app of the future has to do is be able to integrate with this idea of software plus services that can run anywhere. You know, 10 years ago, when the internet was first coming around and people were first starting to create websites, many people would say to me, oh yes, we're going to create a website. Okay, well, so that meant that they're going to have to buy a server. And of course, they can't just have one server because they need high availability, so they need at least 2 servers. And then, of course, they're going to have to set up a special area of their network that's secure for access from the internet. So they're going to need specialized equipment for that. And of course, they're going to have to hire somebody who knows how to run this thing and keep it all going and everything. So a lot of expenses involved. And only the biggest companies could afford to do it at first. But then, eventually, what happened was web hosting companies began to emerge. And they know how to run websites. They can run a website very effectively, far less expensive for them to run it than for you to run it. They provide everything you need. This has been a great advance, and today, virtually anybody can create a website that's highly available, accessible anywhere in the world, with all of the performance and monitoring and security and everything you need. And it's very inexpensive. And that's been for the web of pages. But the web of services is going to have the same thing. So you'll be able to take the services that you want and make them available anywhere on the web and have somebody else who's watching over the service, somebody else who's managing and making sure that all of these things are working. But there's significant challenges around this. Today, this is very, very difficult to do. And so what we're thinking about is what would it take to make it possible to take advantage of the cloud and this web of services? Well, ultimately, we believe our approach is that applications should be composed of services. We've been saying this for 7 or 8 years now. We've been saying we built .NET to be a platform for building services. And so far, our services have mostly been about the server. But now what we're saying is we want to extend services to all the way from the cloud to the client. Every application on every device should be able to consume and host services. And then there's a second part of the approach, and that is we believe that applications should be about models. Now, when I talk to people about model-driven development and that sort of thing, they say, I don't know, that sounds very difficult. It sounds like an expensive process, too complicated for us. We don't like to use models. And I say, you don't? Do you have a meeting room in your office? Well, yes, of course we have a meeting room. Do you have a whiteboard on the wall? Yes, we have a whiteboard on the wall. And some markers there? Yes, we have markers too. So when you're having a meeting, do people grab a marker and go to the whiteboard and start drawing things on the whiteboard? Well, yes, of course they do. Then you're using models. Because that's all what it is. Models are simply a way to graphically describe what it is we're trying to build. And so people are using models already and have been for a long time in the different disciplines from business analysts to architects and